Hello you guys, and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah, and today we're going to talk about the 3 R's of minimalism. Now you might already be familiar with the traditional 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. And those definitely are important things as well, and do have a couple links to minimalism, but I came up with a couple others that I feel like are even better tools to help us live a minimal life. And I thought that sharing these might be a really simple way for you to rethink your space and the simplifying process. So what are the 3 R's of minimalism? First step is to refuse. In society, we are given so many free things, or at least people attempt to give us a lot of free things that we probably don't even want. My past self, before I was really into minimalism, would have just taken it because, hey, it's free. But how many times do those free things actually add no value and they're kind of annoying? I can think of several examples where the free things that are offered aren't actually adding value. I remember when Jake and I joined our first bank together, we opened up our first bank account. They asked us if we wanted any of the freebies. And this was before we were minimalist, but we're like, sure. And I didn't know what it would be. I thought it could actually be something useful. I should have known better. It was like cheap plastic frisbees. It was little small notepads and pens, which I think we probably ended up using the pens, but maybe something else. But again, like 2 plastic frisbees, like what are we gonna use that for in our apartment? If I wanted to throw a frisbee around, I'd get a better quality one than that. But anyway, that's an example. When you go to different conferences and events, a lot of people are trying to give you promotional items. Sometimes free food is offered at certain places, but oftentimes I feel like that food's really unhealthful and might not make us feel the best, and maybe we're just eating it because it's there. Likewise, junk mail, promotional mail in that sense too. If we can start refusing to bring these items into our space, it will prevent the clutter from accumulating. One additional way that we can refuse things is refusing to add different commitments to our schedule. I think especially in America, but in other places too, we might feel pressured to say yes to certain things and to meet those societal expectations of, doing whatever. If coworkers are meeting up, maybe you feel guilty like you need to go do that or join them. Maybe you feel guilty and just say yes if acquaintances want to hang out. Be true to yourself, and it's definitely okay and really awesome to say no sometimes to be able to do what's best for yourself. And so that's something that we can refuse as well. So we can refuse adding extra, things onto our schedule that we don't really want to do. The next step is to reduce. Now this is one from the traditional 3 R's of, reducing, reusing, recycling, but reducing what we are consuming, what we are purchasing, all of that can really help us a lot with our simplifying. So reducing what we're using. There are many ways that we can sometimes be a little bit wasteful or use more than we need of certain things. Now this could come in from like a food or utility perspective, but also it can be very connected to our consumption and shopping habits. So oftentimes we might be purchasing way more than we need. Not only is this expensive, but then it adds to clutter in our lives. If we reduce the amount of stuff that we bring into our space, again, then that is also going to help us dramatically. I know a lot of people within the minimalism space focus on the decluttering, but the decluttering is not going to be helpful if you don't adjust shopping habits and how much you're purchasing. That only is going to continue the cycle. It's so important to declutter, but also cut down on our shopping. And I would argue if one's more important, the cutting down on shopping is more important because you're saving so much money that way that then can go for more intentional purchases in your life. Anyway, you've heard me say that a lot on this channel. So now that we've talked about refusing items that we don't want, extra things on our schedule, and we talked about reducing things that are coming into our space from shopping, let's talk about removing. This is the final R I came up with. And with removing, that's where now focusing on the space at hand. What can you remove from your space or from your life to add value and help you live more intentionally? Now, the first step is to probably declutter. Look around your space, find trouble areas for you, and think about how you can simplify those. I know one thing I've been doing recently on the Abundantly Minimal Facebook page, which I'll link below, every single day I'm posting an idea of something that you can declutter. So that's a great way to break it down too, if you're interested in that. But trying to let go of those things that are in your space right now that are not adding value to you. That stuff is definitely worthwhile to think about getting rid of. Likewise, in any other parts of your life, if there are negative parts, So think about if those are things that you could remove from your life. Removing that negativity will open up a lot of positivity and a lot of opportunity for you to be able to live more intentionally as you wish. Even from the relationship perspective between family and friends, they often say that you are most similar to the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And I think it's important for us to stop and think about, okay, who are the people I'm spending the most time with? Are these people helping raise me up, or are they bringing me down? I know some people can just be a little bit more negative, and personally, if someone is more negative, I do try to distance myself from them, and I'm not as likely to be friends with someone like that just because I don't need the negativity. Of course, that's not to mean that we are cold-hearted to other people, but it's just something to keep in mind. So now that we've had a chance to talk about it, we've talked about refusing that excess that we don't actually need. We've talked about reducing how much we're bringing into our space and also hopefully help us save money. And we've talked about removing that excess that's in our space. I'm hopeful that this video is helpful or helps us think about minimalism in a slightly different way. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And like I said in the video, if you guys are interested, you can also check out the Facebook page where I share those daily decluttering tips. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.